And just like that, we are back at the BE00TAKE00 Show. I am your co-host, PJ North, along with, as MJ Quinn so kindly puts it, Tyler the Great. What a great nickname I just found out you had this weekend. So very exciting. Tebow, what's good, baby?
What's good is what's going on behind me. I got my shop back in order. Got some parts laying around here to try to put a couple cars together and start focusing on Indy. Was kind of it for me for the year. So yeah. I'm kind of looking at next year, trying to get ready for that. I got a few things I'm going to do towards the end of the year here.
Sure.
Got a project coming in the shop that about after we're done with this, but basically really just focusing on next year already.
I got it. I dig it. Well, before we get too far into it, if you're joining us live on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. That helps us out. We do appreciate it. If you're listening on iTunes or Spotify, don't forget to leave us a review. Let your friends know that you're listening. Comment, do all of those good things. We appreciate all of those. It helps us out, man. Like to see the followers, like to see where we're growing, where we're not growing, where it's good, where it's not, where we could do better. So, we appreciate it. Let's shout out to the chat bleachers. I see Ray Thurston has managed to make it. I gave him a 38-minute head start, and he was able to join on time. So shout out to Ray. I know he's getting ready to work the Virginia double this week. So shout out to him. Shout out to Clint, Wes Collins, Robbie Sesko, Walt Walker. I'm going to tell his story quickly just because it was funny at first. At first, I wasn't going to tell it, but I hope that the Emmons brothers are watching. I had to text Walt today and ask him to make sure. Tyler threw me off. And I was like, this is Terry, right?
I was fairly sure it was, but then you asked me, and I'm like, man, don't ask me.
Man,
I know it ain't Jerry.
But now what I've realized is I've talked. Obviously, I talk to Jerry all the time, so I know Jerry well, right? It's like me, like I talk to him, a lot. But Terry and Gary and Speedy, I don't talk to, like, it's not like we have, we don't exchange texts or anything like that. So when I see them, I was thrown off. When you said you weren't sure, I was like, damn, no, I'm not sure. So interesting turn of events. So shout out to Walt Walker. Dennis Clark, thanks for joining us, man, as well. We're going to talk all about Indy a little bit later on. Obviously, big things happening there. But we'll kick off the headlines this week. First up, NHRA is back at Trails. They've got another Nitro Outlaw Series race, and they've got a lot of cars in Funny Car and Dragster. That's the first. I just think that's electric, man, for them. I'm very excited for that. I think that people who were kind of doubting it at first started maybe like, oh, okay, this is a show. If they can if they can now figure out the next step of drawing fans. And we're not talking just like some fans, but if we're talking about making it a Pro-Am and making it a Nitro or, Nitro Jam-esque thing, I don't see how that doesn't succeed. Like Night of Fire happens at all these other racetracks where they have dragsters and funny cars and stuff go down the racetrack. Like this is what people want to see. Now there's the added element of, it's a competition. It's no longer an exhibition. It's a competition, right, that we're having. Treating it like, I kind of look at it like PBR or fishing, right, where they have these teams now. It's like a new thing, right, where there's teams and there's team owners and all this stuff. Treating it like, you know what I'm saying?
Kind of still single man, but
well, you know what I'm saying. Like, I mean, like in the sense of like treating it as it is a niche sport that like you can get eyes on and people would sit down and watch it. They'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, this is sick. Or
it is turning into that for sure. Like I know when you mentioned fishing, so like I see that quite a bit, but they do like every year they do a bass fishing like world championship,
right?
And they have like Team USA has 3 teams, and it's 6 pros that normally wouldn't get to fish in a team manner. Yeah. It's basically the dream team, but like countries, it's like the Olympics for bass fishing, and it's super cool.
Yeah, and I just think like if NHRA can kind of approach this the same way that teams are like things are it's professional bull riding and it's professional bass fishing, it's professional like there's other sports that are happening doing similar things where they're trying to get this market share of people and like make it entertaining, and I think NHRA has a real chance to do something with that. Dennis, that is hilarious. If you did say like 2 hours, okay, it said like 2 hours away from Indy. It's much more like 3.5 because Trails is on the east side of 70, but I get your point. But yeah, I think it's going to be cool. I hope they get a lot of sportsmen, and I hope those guys, it looked like there was a lot of pro mod. There's a lot of mountain motor guys. Like, I just think more professional racing like that lends itself to us sportsman racers. The more places we have, the more. It doesn't have to be 25 races. You don't have to do that. We can just do 12, or you can do 4. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be every weekend. Right. But there's tracks that can hold this and do it. And, you know, it's exciting. So I'm excited to see my guy Cam Ferre's back out there. Any chance that Cam gets to drive in Top Fuel, I get excited for him. I saw Del Warsham's entered quite a few. So I'm excited, like I said, for our friends over at the IHRA too as well. You know, Doug Foley and that whole group of guys, you know, Josh Peak and those people over at IHRA. Excited for them, and hopefully it turns out well. Hopefully someone stops Matt Daddis. We can't just let him run rough shot over super stock. Someone's got to put it into. He's got too many super stockers, and the more money he wins means the more cars he consumes. So,
yeah, y'all got to realize that, right? Yeah. Like there's nothing left if y'all.
Yeah, we need we need somebody to stop him. So shout out to, like I said, IHRA. I do want to. I'm trying to think of who else here. There's another name on this list that I saw was interesting. Oh, Dale Creasy Jr. Because we talked about him this weekend. So Larry Dixon's entered. Sean Reed. I assume Sean's probably not driving. Probably someone else. But
I don't know.
Yeah, interesting. I also see Bernie Plord. That's Brad Plord's dad, right?
I mean, his name is Bernie Plord.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question. Listen, the last 2 weeks, you expect me to be up to date on information?
Sorry.
Come on, dog.
It says he's entered in Top Fuel. Brad, let me know. I swear that's his dad's name. I've only met his dad once, maybe. So either way, exciting time. Top Fuel going down over at Trails. One thing I didn't have in the notes, and we'll talk about it briefly before we get to the sportsman stuff. NHRA announcing their 26 schedule and adding Maryland and adding South Georgia. What are your thoughts?
I would love to go to Maryland. I've never been to Maryland. I would really like to go.
Yeah.
So I think that's cool. I did hear, like, when that was a rumor, I'd heard some people tell me, like, the place is not ready for it as it sits. So
sure.
I don't know the truth behind that or whatever, but I'm just assuming that they've got to spend some money there to fit what they want to do. So that'll be cool.
That's Royce Miller and team, right? I think the same family's owned that place for like the last 40 years or something.
Yes, for sure. So that's exciting. Kind of.
I ran many around on Burnout Championship drag racing on the PC at Budds Creek. Okay, so I gotta believe it's a cool facility. Maybe we'll be entered. They might only have 30 spots though in stock super stock if they're not prepared for that.
Well,
many cars.
I think it's really like the pro pits. Okay. You know, it's kind of like you've been to Martin, right? Or have you not been to Martin?
I've been to Martin, yeah.
Yeah, so kind of like Martin, like the place is 1,000% ready for a national event. It's just like pro pits. They would need like a little more.
Hey man, at Indy they were paving the pro pits during the race this weekend, so anything is possible these days. You know what I mean?
So I think that was exciting. I mean, the rest of it, I did see like they took one Vegas away.
Yeah, they took one Vegas away and one Charlotte away.
Yeah, so I guess not going anywhere twice.
So now we're at 20 races next year.
Or they go to Pomona and Phoenix, or Pomona twice still? No.
I have to pull it up here.
I don't know. So maybe no 2 race tracks. I don't know for sure, but it's cool. I'm excited. South Georgia is another one that I guess is just kind of ready for it, right?
Yeah.
I'm a little interested to see how they do the lanes and getting cars in and out of there and all that. That's tight. So.
All right. So Pomona is the only place that gets 2.
Okay, so yeah, they don't start at Pomona still either. Jesus.
Yeah.
So yeah. The South Georgia thing, like I said, the only thing would be getting them in and out of the stage lanes and shit like that. I don't think.
Yeah, it is very interesting with that turn, the big hill and everything. Maybe what they'll do is they'll take out that back and maybe level that off or something. I don't know if they're doing any changes, but it's cool to see South Georgia. I know everybody's talking about the Southern Nationals, and maybe Fram will come back on board and we'll call it the Fram Southern National. We'll just go full tilt next year. I already said they should just put Winston on the board. It don't even have to be Winston. No. Right? They don't even have to sponsor. RJ Reynolds could just get the benefit for the sake of
it would go
nostalgia.
Better. Everything would go better.
Yeah, man, why not? So yeah, interesting that the 26 schedule is, and there's also a TBD date. So Virginia's off the schedule as of right now, but it's a TBD date in between Reading and St. Louis. So it's not going to be far because they're not going to put it in crazy places. I think they're trying to work out somewhere, obviously. Be interesting to see if it's just another Charlotte date or what ends up happening with NHRA. So, like I said, man, I've become like such a fan of the national event thing as a sportsman racer. I still think it's cool. And so for them to take away races, it's like, oh, damn, that's a less of an opportunity. But we are going to find a way to be at Sonoma and Seattle next year, because I'm definitely afraid that those tracks might not be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The way those guys are talking. So we got to find a way. Seattle, Sonoma, we're making the West Coast our 2/3 of a West Coast swing. You know what I mean? Yeah, Bowling Green. Jeremiah, if they do the national event at Bowling Green, it'll have to be the U.S. Nationals sized. They'll have to cap the thing at 200 entries per sportsman per class.
I don't remember exactly how many cars that they had when they first brought the sports back. Let's see, 16 was the first year. 16 was the first year. So like 16, 17, 18.
No. 16 was the first time it was back?
I think so. Okay. I think I won the first year they had it back. So 16, 17, 18 maybe. But I think we had over 700 cars at those races.
Yeah, dude, but that's what I'm saying. Now where are you going to put them pros? They all going to go in that circle track? I don't think so.
Right, yeah, no. So I don't know. I think they got plenty of parking for them. It just there wouldn't be a good sportsman spot at that point other than that. No, I don't know. I think it'll be a track that you're either going to see a track nobody expects or a track that they just – if they run out of time to put together a new track, it's probably going to end up somewhere they already had on the schedule.
Yeah. Interesting enough, like I said, we'll see what happens. Walt's our inside guy. Walt says they're working on VMP for the TBD. They're going to have to talk to somebody over there because, what we've heard is a different story than that. So we'll have to see what transpires. Yeah, park at the water park. That would be awesome. I've already said, I've already tried that. Someone gives me a crossword, I will park them at the water park.
PJ's the perfect parking guy for BG.
I should be working in NHRA parking. That would be because I'm here to tell you this. When we talk about it, we'll talk about our parking situation here shortly. That's a whole nother story. But all right, some sportsman stuff. Bailey Ferraro. I think that was like there was a couple big money races. The World Foot Brake Challenge, and then they had Byron. They had some 10s. And Bailey Ferraro won 2 days and semi'd the other day. I think he was making it pretty hard on everybody at Byron. So shout out to Bailey. I did see Jordan Wilhelm finally close the door at World Foot Brake. Good for him. He's a bad dude. Oh, yeah. One of my favorite.
Jordan Wilhelm is one of the baddest dudes off the bottom in the country. And
he's been working on that car for a long time.
Well,
it leaves.
He has. And I don't know a lot about Jordan, like outside of racing, but I know Jordan does it. Like he races. You see Jordan everywhere, and then he kind of stays home. The last couple of years, I think. I don't know. I know how life works. So, but it's definitely good to see Jordan get it. Jordan deserves everything that he does win because he's a badass off the bottom, especially. So cool to see him win for sure.
Yeah, he got it done. I saw Jeff Sowers, a buddy. I grew up with Jeff. We ran at Pacemakers a lot growing up, and
I didn't see it.
Yeah, Jeff won the Friday Gambler race. I've never even known Jeff to hit the bottom. Like I didn't even know he could. So
I think Jeff just goes to the racetrack. That's the way I think.
It.
Jeff is always in a good mood.
Yeah.
But he's always kind of quiet. Yeah. And I'm a big Jeff Sowers fan for sure. And so I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah. So I think those are the two big ones. Oh, and then the Doughboy, Donovan Williams.
Oh yeah, smoked him.
Smoked him at Norwalk.
You talk about Donovan's performance, and you mentioned Bailey's as well. I texted Bailey today, and I said, "Hey, bud, nice to see you. Get on him up there and wear him out." He said, "Yeah, I was trying to be like you, but we just didn't get it done." I was like, "Dude, what? Like, it's crazy to me that we're talking about this, but we're not talking about it enough. Like, we're talking about all these crazy moments. Like Donovan wins. We've talked about it for like 5 or 6 years. How I don't think anybody's mentioned it, but it's hard to win at all. But winning multiple days doesn't happen. And between what I did at Michigan and what Mikey did at Byron and what Bailey did at Byron and what Donovan did at Norwalk, like the year of that. You want to talk about
MVP performances right now? I think that's the thing.
They're happening.
Yeah, because we talked about that like a lot. Like the most memorable one, obviously, I think that comes to mind is Labouse's first fling, right? Yep. He wins 3 or 4 days. And that's like a known thing. And I don't know that I've seen a lot of those at those big money things. Like, and then this year, like you just said, like that's 4 runs that are just like
very notable above
Yeah.
average, like not just winning a day, but above
Exactly.
average performances for a weekend. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know if and if you look at it, listen, I'll go ahead and say it. I had a lot of fun in Michigan because it was 350 cars. It wasn't like going to a TB race or like a fling race or something like that. Like, you've got a little bit of diversity in the field.
Still
as
the
well
same
as I'm
amount
sure.
of rounds, though. If you do the math, it's still the same, right?
100%. It's still the same amount of rounds. They're still very, very capable drivers, but
Yeah.
it's also like if I'm going to make a mistake and miss a couple thou one way or another, come up red or something, like, it's probably going to be against that 1% guy that you're trying to make a really good run on, and you just kind of didn't have that hitter that you had to be that way and force yourself to possibly make a mistake. But I mean, Donovan did it at a fling. Mikey and Bailey did it in Byron, and anyways, it's just kind of odd to me and really cool to see that those performances kind of come out of this year as a whole.
Yeah, like I said, it's been a year of MVP performances like that, where they're just like individual performances and we're seeing it in stock and super stock with Joe Santangelo right now. Like, this is
Joe's one that, like, this is the year, like, Joe, like, I've always been one that where, like, I'm probably never, it's rare for me to have a good race in both cars.
Yeah.
And, like, carrying both, like, I'm usually going to do really good in one and not the other.
Right.
But Santangelo all year long is, like, either nothing in either car or he's running deep in both.
Dude, I think his average right now is like 80-some points in both cars.
Well, that's what it takes. Yeah. So that's good and kind of wild that to be able to do that in two cars, especially stock and super stock.
Yeah.
But for me, it was always really hard to find two cars that would react the same. I think he's got that, and I found
close,
it.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. My Corvette didn't react very good, and then all my super stockers reacted too good. But then, like, when I drove for Alvy with that Firebird, and my third gen, like, I got really close to having something that was similar. So I think once you find that, though, it definitely takes a lot of the pressure off of yourself, and I think he's got that. And if you like, he's just he's I mean, I don't even know what to say because he, like, never missed his dial more than 100th leading up to, like, 5th round.
Yeah.
Hitting the tree well enough that he shouldn't be behind. If he is, it ain't much. Just putting himself always in the race.
Yeah, I think like I said, we go back to this whole, like, singular performance. This is a really cool year, especially because we've just started the pod, right? So it really gives us a chance to, like, dig in and, like, find these. But, like, to all happen this year is pretty crazy. And I've seen a lot of different things.
Like I said,
go ahead.
I just don't think, like, look, we talked about notable performances, and you're like, yeah, that's a one-off thing. And then, like, 3 weeks later, it's like, hey, we got another one-off thing. And then timeout, we've got 4 of these.
That's what I'm saying. And there's a lot of people that's happening, your potential double ups and things like that. It's just been cool. One other thing, so we're talking about individual performances. Shout out to Casey Ball, by the way, who won a Johnny Ezel Dragster as the points champion for the series that they do down there in Texas. The Texans. It's a Gleghorn and Pollard's deal, right? And I just think, like, that's another one where you're just like, I didn't know Casey that well. I only know him because he came up to the TB race at one point. Now we chat, and he's a super great guy, and, like, that's a pretty impressive. I don't think people understand that. He did it on 2 wheels, okay?
He did it on a motorcycle off the bottom, probably, I'm assuming.
Off the bottom. So I'm here to tell you, Richard Gadsden, Gage Herrera, all that shit they talk, I'm willing to bet if we put my guy Casey on a bike in pro stock motorcycle, I'll tell you what he won't do. He won't do what Matt Smith did. I watched that final. I'm just going to bring up Matt Smith in the final. No wonder he was red. He, like, creeped the bike forward as he's trying to let go. His feet are on the ground because they showed the side angle.
Cheat it. No, they try to cheat it.
Brother, he's going to have to do something. Anyway, point being, shout out to Casey Ball.
You just gotta get dramatic about it for a second. Let them know. But that's a good point, Tyler Rudolph. The fling being single entry does make that really impressive. I just hate single entry races. I'm not a man.
Man, I love it. I love the single entry. I love it. You can have 2 cars in double, right?
No.
Oh, it's single
so.
all the way across.
Yeah.
That's even more impressive than he's right. And I do appreciate. I like the single entry for 2 reasons. I think not only does it somewhat. It doesn't actually level the playing field, I don't believe. But I do think it brings out you really got to be stellar. And you've got to be in the lanes.
The thing about bracket racing is pulling in the lanes right and dodging the bullet. And really, like, all my second entry is in my eyes is a
That's
call
your
it
extra life on video games.
Yeah. Like it's basically the bulletproof vest, right?
Yeah,
Like
exactly. You get to take one shot. Yeah.
Yeah. It's that piece of armor that the first bullet is going to, now you're down.
Yep.
But that's what it is. And I don't think for me, I'm not going without the second entry. Like I'm not going to go just keep the first bullet they throw at me hits every time. I'm out. That's just that leaves me with so little confidence by the end of the weekend, unless it just goes perfect.
Yeah.
And, and then you just put yourself back in a hole.
Sure.
That's
I get it 100%. I get it. I like it both. I'm open to either one, which I think is cool. But yeah, man, a lot of racing happened this past weekend. So pretty cool to see that. Like you said, just the performances, and then 2 in one weekend, you know what I mean, is pretty wild. So, all right. Last headline. It's Big Bucks at US 60 this weekend. How excited are you for Big Bucks?
I am super excited. I've been kind of MIA from the racetrack for a couple of weeks, kind of doing podcast. Some
just
trips.
Podcasting with me. It's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. Sorry, Chris.
Doing some racing. Kind of August. I worked 1 week in August. We were closed for a week, and then I had a couple of races and stuff that I went to. So I've had some time off from the track, and I am super excited to kind of get back in there and start it off with something that I know.
Yeah.
I went today and kind of check some things out, but kind of excited to kind of grind and just go all in for the last couple months of the season.
Yeah, word on the street is there's some guys from the left coast that were at the Fling that might be making a stop down there. I heard they were looking for some parking.
Let's make it happen. We got parking. Parking ain't an issue.
Well, Gordon Bovin supposedly he needs to get in. He needs a place to park early. I said, "There's a Walmart down the street, my guy."
Shit, listen, he wants to park tomorrow morning. I'll go open the gate for him.
That's what I told him. That's what I figured. That's what I said. There is, I think it's Coltrane and a few other guys from Idaho are obviously probably sticking around for the million, things like that, right? Leaving their rigs here or doing whatever.
I don't know if any of y'all are listening, but guys looking for something to do between the Fling and the million, come see me. You'll thoroughly enjoy it.
Yeah, I don't think that there is a better small race, and I don't mean to call it, this isn't small in a derogatory, but just there's not a better small town racetrack.
No. Yes.
Than this right now. And it's not just because I know Tyler, it's because I've actually raced there before Tyler ran there. So it's a cool facility.
I just told you I've been off a month. They don't need me.
Right.
Let's just be honest.
Sure.
I am helpful in ways that make it worth having me, but it's not like they need me. They do a very good job of maintaining a racetrack and running a program, and that's what
it's very cool.
But anyways, I will be there, so that's cool. But
food is good, track is
job.
good, and Tyler's good. So y'all need to stop in. There's still shootout entries left. I think if you're listening right now, there's like 5 or 6 entries left, not many. It's $200, $5,000 Friday night shootout. It's going to be electric. I know Gene Kelly talking about going. He said he might be able to go 420s. He went 430 something at Norwalk this weekend, and he's hype about it, man. Mike Coltrane made his motor fast. So yeah, there's gonna be some people there. It should be cool, man. I'm excited. I'm still on the fence. You gotta talk. So I told Brian he gonna have to text Casey to get me to go because we just spent 5 days in Indy. I don't know if she wants to spend another 3.
That's what. So we'll just have to. Well, you can come in Saturday morning and race 2 days.
No, man. I'm already in the shootout. If I can't, I'm like one of those guys. If I can't do everything, I don't want to do it.
Right? I'm that way.
Yeah, it's like if I can't do them all, I don't want to do it.
Yeah, the shootout I would be able to skip, but I mean, Casey, if you're paying attention, I want to see you.
There you go.
2.5 days. I would love to see you.
My bracket car, I can swap that baby around. I'm ready to go.
I got this other one back here I'm putting together for BW. So
we're ready. Yeah, I can't wait. But yeah, man, US 60 this weekend, Big Bucks. So check it out. All right, we're gonna start to talk a little bit about the U.S. Nationals, obviously, but first, comp combo of the week, or comp driver of the week, whichever way you look at it. But Bob Bailey, he's in C Econo Dragster, and he's in E. He's faster than other guys. A Econo Dragster. Either way, it's fast, right? Hold on, Casey just texted me. This is live on air. Tyler, I want to see you in Charlotte, she says.
Damn it.
Yeah. I love how this worked out for me. This is great. I didn't even get in the middle of it. Sorry. All right. Back to the Bob Bailey. So he's an A kind of. I know that he left second and Doug Ingles left first. Barely.
Yeah.
Doug Ingles missed the tree a little. and Bob Bailey ran it out there.
AED. I think he runs AED. I don't know.
The point of why I picked Bob Bailey is it's pretty cool because I met him I didn't meet him personally, but I kind of was like in the same vicinity at Bowling Green. And his kid races dragster too in comp.
Yep.
So like these guys are spending pro stock money, like legitimately pro stock money, right?
Yes, most of those guys are, but I want to give like the cool thing about Bob Bailey to me is Bob Bailey isn't probably he's spending a lot of money. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
But Bob Bailey is he's been running comp for 100 million years.
Okay.
And
thank you, Alan. It is a Econo dragster. Got it.
Yeah. I look at Bob as kind of like somebody would look at Rampy. Yeah. He's been very protective of what he's got over the years and always has been a competitor, but he's never going to let his ego outweigh what he's got. And,
there's so few of those guys.
Yes, and Rampy was one of those. Like I look at Bailey a lot like I did Rampy. Rampy knew what he had and knew that he had to protect it because that's what he was going to rely on to make a living. And Bob just kind of knew that was the race car he was going to have, and he's protected it. And even after all these years, he's still winning the U.S. Nationals.
It's a big block dragster. Is that
right? It's 500. Probably 500.
It's a pro stock deal. Okay,
it's close. Yeah,
very cool.
And I think he runs a power glide, or he did for a long time.
They said something about that. I don't. Yeah. Either way, I thought it was really cool to see him and his wife. And like I said, I met his son, and I got to see them all do the thing. They tow that rig to the lanes with a dually, so their pit vehicle is their tow vehicle.
Judy Bailey is
stone cold, bro. Deal. Yeah, she's stone cold. I feel like she hit somebody. she'll mess around and hit somebody.
I ain't gonna lie, I've been hit by that dude.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I thought that was cool. So shout out to Bob Bailey and his comp win. Comp combo of the week. Econo dragster. Now we know. I was just going with comp driver because it looked cool. And so did Doug Ingles. It looks like a junior dragster motor when I'm looking at it, and then it's like missing that fourth header, and I'm like, what the hell am I looking at? And then I'm like, oh shit, that's cool. I thought those cars, I just think it's the more I like get into it and see it, you just have to be like interested in race cars to get it, because otherwise you're just have no interest in it. But like when you see it and then you watch, it is interesting. The whole deal is very interesting. But anyways, all right, it's that time, baby. U.S. Nationals. We're going to start with the winner. We'll talk about our stuff at the end as we're previewing our video. But first, the Sportsman guys. Mike McMaster's Super Gas. Do you know what Mike McMaster's has? He got a Super Gas, but he also got a 66 bad mother. I'm here to tell you.
Yeah,
I was like, Mike, my guy. I didn't put two and two together until I saw him in the winner's circle. I was like, holy shit.
I didn't see the car. Yeah. But, once I saw the car, I was like, Mike's Speed Shop. That's Mike McMaster.
I had no idea. Did not put two and two together. So Mike
got a sweet Mullis dragster too.
Yeah, so he's got all types of rides. Super Gas, Super Comp, Super Pro, whatever you want to run, he's got it. All super nice stuff too, man. Mike's Speed Shop. Mike McMaster's getting it done in Super Gas. Beat Bob Locke in the final. Pretty good final too. All in all,
Super Comp final was salty.
So yeah, Landon Exner, filthy run in the final. Right? He's what is he? He's 12 total versus. Hold on, I got to pull up the scorecard now here. Drag Race Central. This is what happens. I should have had it pulled up, but I was not mentally prepared for that. I thought I would remember. I was watching the runs live, which was pretty good. I thought the coverage was cool. I thought it was interesting. I think that they do a good job on NHRA TV with it. So, all right, Landon Exner, I'm sorry. Yeah, he's 12 total.
Yeah, 17 total losing.
Vance Houston is 17 total for the L. Bro, that is as bracket racing as it gets.
Yeah, that was cool. And I think that's the biggest problem. Like Indy, you would have saw that probably more often, but that was literally the only time he made 2 runs within 10 hours.
I don't think people understand it. Imagine if you go to a bracket race and you're in the semis and they're like, hey, look, we're going to run you first at 11:30 in the morning. Your final will be at 5:30 in the afternoon.
And that's the soonest. That's like the closest 2 runs you're going to make for the next 6 fucking days.
I mean, it was crazy. But he's a young kid too, man. I think he's in college or something, they said on the live feed. But yeah, this is a great. Yeah, Walt put it perfectly. 4, take 5, dead 8. to be ahead by 5. Like, unbelievable run. And Vance Houston, Vance is going to take that run that he made every single time. Every single time.
Or you're not going to win very much. I mean, you got to take those. And honestly, like I told you after we lost, it was I'm not really that upset about it because I did everything I could have done.
Right. 100%.
I only really get mad if it's something I did.
Something, blatantly bad. Yeah. So yeah, shout out to Landon Exner. Super stock, man. Tyler Kahele in the truck, modified motor, humming, caught Santangelo. Santangelo clicked it red. He clicked it red in the semis in stock and then clicked it red in the final.
It stays aggressive. You know, if you stay aggressive, you're going to lose, and you're going to be the reason you lose, but you're also going to be the reason you win a lot. And he's living by that right now. He's lived by it for a long time. He's just one of those guys that's a creature of habit, but his habit's good. So,
I think if you look at Kahele's score, first off, let's look at Santangelo's scorecard. He's 25, 20, 13, 3, 15, 59, missed it there against Wlodarczyk.
Yeah.
And then he clicked it red. So do you think missing it played into that at all?
No, I think it was more so listen.
Just sometimes you're going to catch it coming on.
I can put 5 or 6 runs together off the bottom with the best of them.
Yeah.
But being able to put 10 or 12 together is practically impossible. And once I lose it, it's a little hard to find it back. And I think he just kind of hit that point where you're so in tune that when it comes up, when you do make a mistake, that's the first time you actually think about it.
Yeah.
So, I think he just clicked it red because he went back to the aggressive side, and it just got a couple thou on the wrong end of it. I know. It's super cool for Kahele, though, because those guys work as hard as anybody.
It's his 5th national event win.
Yeah, that was cool. He deserves every bit of it for sure. I do think that's probably the first time a truck has won super stock since my dad did.
Since your dad, that's amazing. Yeah. That's a really cool.
Yeah, it might not be, but I think it is.
It's got to be close. Tyler Kahele's scorecard 17, 59, 40. Then he's 26, 33, 22, 12. That's a pretty good spread. Outside of that one, I would be willing to bet he raced Brett McFarlane.
Yeah.
Second round at night. Maybe
you definitely have a situation where it's dark and like for me in Division III, it's real simple. I have no problems letting everybody know this. Yeah. If I'm going to race, I want to race super stock at night because 90% of the guys in Division III either used to block or trying to do some shit with
nighttime
visor. Sure. They can't hit the tree in the dark. Go look at second round of Indy. Go look at the other night round of Indy. Yeah. It is embarrassing.
Yeah, it's much worse for sure. Yeah, I prefer to race at night too. I'm a night racer guy. I don't mind it.
Hey, listen, I ran Brad Z first round. I've ran Brad Z 8 times.
Yeah.
The funny thing about it is usually you want Brad at night, and until this weekend, every time we'd ran at night, he'd beat me, and every time we ran during the day, I'd beat him.
And then you flipped finally.
Yeah, and then we flipped, but it's right place, right time. But Kahele is one that's not gonna. He's not gonna make the first mistake.
Sure.
Right. Like he's gonna capitalize on your mistakes every time.
Yep.
But you're not gonna get a window of a bad mistake unless it's coming up 40 and you wreck the tree. Right. Like. Most of the time, being 40 ain't gonna put you very far behind the race in super stock. But he's just dodging the bullet where he's gonna be 25 most of the time, and if he is 40, he's those are the runs where that guy's got to be 25 or 30, and he can make that work
for sure. And we'll talk more about our thing, our weekend as well. But before stock, Jimmy DeFrank 003 in the final, lays down 17 total.
I'm just glad to see my man Jimmy get back out of the cocoon. Okay, let's go.
That's
buddy.
His 23rd career national event win.
Second in Indy.
Yeah, pretty cool for.
Shouldn't have won the first one, but it's okay.
Todd also a pretty cool matchup. An A stocker versus a double A.
And there was
got that beautiful.
In the semis? It was double A, and I think the semis was double A, and 2 B cars.
That's exactly right. Stalba and Santangelo. Cool. Which, by the way, so if you're looking at scorecards, I'd say that Todd Hoven did as good a job as anybody off the bottom. He's 22, 47, 15, 26, 31, 26, 26.
Todd Hoven probably is one of the most consistent guys in stock eliminator and just doesn't get by with it.
Yeah.
Todd Hoven is hard to beat, and that's just the only way to put it.
Yeah, he's got a really cool car too. I really like his Plymouth. And then Jimmy's scorecard is he misses it second round. That's at night. right? So he's 37, 67, then 36, 33, 15, 13, 3. I mean, and his car, really good. He went 998 4 times.
The thing about Jimmy's race cars is Jimmy's pretty. He'll tell you this. Like he doesn't. They're dialing what They're trying to go dead on.
Okay.
Jimmy doesn't like to really do much at the finish line. Jimmy's capable of finish line driving. He just prefers to just beat you with a good run, and that's the way they do it. And they're extremely good at it. And it was cool. Like I think Jimmy's biggest problem is his confidence on the tree the last couple of years, but It looked like he had it right there. So
yeah, he had it figured out. So Alan said Tyler Kahele broke a valve spring in the semis, or Wlodarczyk did.
No, I don't know. Maybe I would assume Kahele probably broke a valve spring.
Yeah, in that modified. Well, there was two Tylers in the semis. There's Wlodarczyk and Kahele. So I don't know.
327 probably didn't break the valve spring. I'm going to go with the modified breaking the valve spring. And they can change them in 6.5 minutes now.
That is impressive. Yeah, it was a good weekend though for the Sportsman. All right, a little bit about the pros, just quickly. Justin Ashley, Austin.
Can we talk about Justin Ashley real quick? Because I noticed something.
Yeah.
And if this is something he can do at all the races, then he automatically puts himself 300s in front of everybody. But did you see his box score? He's 36, 35, 34, and 27.
Crushed the tree.
That's unreal, right?
That is not like just Sean Langdon good. Like, that's always Sean's
Langdon
thing,
can have
right?
the window, but Langdon can't be 30.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, none of them can be 30. They can be 60 to 68, but they can't be 27 to 34, 35.
Coming from the 12th qualifying spot too.
Because he's got 300s when he goes by the Christmas tree.
Yeah. Yeah, that's impressive.
Something that's wild because I don't think anybody in top.
That's his 18th win.
Yeah, he's won 3 this year.
That is amazing. I did not know. I didn't realize they were doing that. That's incredible. He's Mike Ashley's kid, right?
I think so.
Beating Tony Stewart. Tony Stewart ended up winning the regular season championship, which whatever that means. The playoffs thing is not my thing in NHRA. I appreciate
they don't really have any bonus, right?
Yeah, but yeah, him and Austin Prock and like I said, and then shout out to Double E, Double O, Erica Enders off the snide, gets the win for Elite. I did see some funny things. Double O Shit Show posted someone check on Quarter Mile Media or some shit like
California or something.
And I laughed. I was like, man, I love Pro Stock because it is just a bunch of people swinging dick. In reality, right? It's not like Top Fuel or it's a team effort, but in reality, it's like some of these guys are just solo guys swinging dick, right? You know what I mean? Like that's kind of what
I think it's slowly, like it's getting more to. It's pretty much Top Fuel now, but there is that's what it always was, and I think it's getting. Yeah. There's still a few of those guys left. And Richard
out there.
All of the guys that even though they got like the full Top Fuel team basically now, they still have the mindset of the guy that's like solo fuck you. So that's the cool part about it is it's still got some color to it, I guess.
Yeah, which I thought was cool. I like that they interviewed both crew chiefs before the final, Richard and I apologize, I don't know Matt Hartford's guy, but they interviewed him. They were both kind of cordial, and they kind of egged it on too in the final. Courtney was like, I know there's no love lost between you, and she asked both Matt and Erica about it. Really cool. Like I said, I thought it was they did a good job. Elite, man, they've struggled this year. Obviously, they've only got 2 wins. My guy, TJ, just unlucky bounce. I obviously went and talked to him before. Shout out to TJ, who was roughing it this weekend. He had to rent a motorhome. He's parked out in the circle track holler. He just had a weekend, man, and he tells me, he's like, yeah, man, well, got a new we got a new rear end housing. We got a new 4-link setup. So, we're just hoping to go A to B. He went A to B one time, and it went 1050. So it was not good, and he was struggling. However, I did get my first Revelry 1 merchandise. He had a hoodie for me, and it's electric. They just announced the new natural.
Waiting.
Yeah, we'll get them. Well, when we go to Charlotte, we'll pick them up, right? You'll be there. It'll be great.
Yeah, that's great. Love you, TJ.
It's man. So that was the highlight for him. I know he has a newborn too. They did like a little baby race thing with all the wives and husbands and people who have newborns out there, because there's quite a few in the series. So but yeah, he had a rough go of it, man. It was not his weekend, which sucks because he's a multi-time U.S. Nationals winner before. I know he wants to get it done, but I'm sure they'll get it figured out over in the Elite camp. But my interesting thought is the countdown is now on, right? Obviously, who do you have? Do you have a pick in? Do you think Tony Stewart just continues to run the table in Top Fuel? Obviously,
No,
I think Austin Proft will, but
well, I don't even know about that. I mean, this is where you start to see the swings. This is where we're just swinging for the fences at this point, right?
Yeah.
Like you got to put you have no more time to like be conservative. So
yeah,
I don't know. I think either yes, you're going to see those same guys keep going, or you're going to see haymakers start getting thrown.
yeah,
and that's
throwing the kitchen sink at it will be awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna get a little bit more pull in line. How you pull in line will matter.
Sure. Yeah, Walt, that's a good point. Tony Schumacher said Justin Ashley leaves before Tony's even fully staged, and it still pops up green.
You know, and I've done this. It's hard for me. Like I've never doubled with Langdon. Okay, so I can't tell you like, the difference between me and Langdon. But there was a time, like when Bo was running Pro Stock, that we would double a dragster together, or we would hit the simulator together, and like we're 200s, 2.5 I was just faster, but you don't like in Top Fuel. I don't know. You just don't see somebody that's 200s faster than the rest of them.
Yeah, for sure.
And maybe I didn't see Indy as super tight or anything, and it obviously shows. Like maybe they got something in the car like that maybe helped him get there. Like he's obviously nasty.
Good for him too. Hey, do whatever you got to do if you can't compete. Perform. If the rest of these guys are all hundreds in front of you, you got to do something, right?
Well, I don't. That's the thing, though. I don't think you have a 9th window like trying something.
No. Like, that's what I'm saying. Maybe they figured it out. Maybe they got out of the lay box.
The thing is, like, they've always told me, like, you can't hit it hard enough, right? Like, it just they don't react hard enough. Getting out of the beam. So he's obviously faster, or they found something, and he's comfortable with it to only have a 9th window. So that could be brutal, because that's the biggest thing about fuel racing is that if you smoked it, you were 60, and everybody was going to be 60 to 85, and it was really the car. But you're going to give a guy like that 3.5 hundredths right off the rip.
Good for them.
You can't make that up.
Yeah,
that could be a game. If he can hold a 300ths advantage up front for the rest of the year, I don't think they'll touch him.
Yeah, that'd be good. Last thing before we talk about our weekend recap, what are your thoughts on the Hemi shootout? Obviously, both drivers got DQ'd. Jimmy Daniels and Jason Line both got DQ'd due to different things. Interesting that they waited at that point. I honestly, I don't know what to say there, because it's a heads-up class, and I don't know.
My thing is it's you could look at it any way, and no way feels right to me.
Yeah.
To me, what I've heard the problems were with the carburetors on line stuff would not make me throw them out. And then at that point, who cares if the runner-up is thrown out? But yes, the other guys had a shot to win. But given the purse money, like declaring no winner and giving the purse money back, that is, once again, assuming that the other 14 cars are legal, or however many they have.
Sure.
You're assuming that what you found on these cars is at a performance advantage.
Yep.
Like, and you don't have a winner. That's I heard that in NASCAR one time, and I was like, damn, you know what? That is kind of shitty.
Don't have a winner.
Like what if fans think? And I know the Hemi Challenge, like all the fans are actually racers, so they understand it enough to where it's not that big a deal. But like the biggest problem to me is, like, I would rather the sanctioning body just hold the money.
Yeah, or like,
I'm not saying that's right.
No, I get it.
To me, like, you found that I was illegal, so you're not going to give me the money, but you're going to give it to somebody who isn't. You don't know if they're legal or illegal,
because you're not tearing them down 100%. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, like I would rather you
just hold on till next year. Next year we make it $40,000.
Either that, or just hey, we can't confirm that. Maybe they should still be in the split.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
We're just split across the field as a whole, but not the rest of the field. Like,
sure,
you're punishing these two guys because you actually checked them, but you're going to give their money to guys you didn't check.
That's an interesting take.
I don't like that.
I didn't think about that. My thought was like maybe just like number one qualifier gets, and you just go down that way and you prorate it that way backwards. Just number one qualifier or something like that.
Line would still get it.
Was he number one?
Yeah, I think he was.
I thought Carmelo was number one.
He might have been. I don't know for sure, but I just feel like if you split it amongst the field, then it's still fair to me because yes, you found these guys illegal, but you can't tell me that the other 14 are legal.
Yeah, 100%. Very interesting. Like I said, no winner. Jason Line did go low qualifier at 8:27.
And I hate that for Jason because I think that meant something to him.
Yeah.
And I don't think that if the infraction was as it was explained to me, which it probably wasn't, I'm just going off of that. That sucks.
Yeah, 100%. They get it figured out. Maybe they could have ran it back somewhere else. Yeah, Tommy, that's a great point. The B stick thing, and I saw that Shane gave the Wally back to him because that B stick Nova, right? It's that gold one that's like super fast.
Yeah. And that's I was the same way. Like in this situation with the Hemi deal, like if Daniels wasn't, if he passed and they gave it all to him, like judging by what I heard about Jason Line, like I would be the same way. With that deal, like
for sure. Yeah, interesting. Like I said, that's an interesting take. I don't know if anybody else I do know one other car got tossed from factory super stock, which
a guy that has raced for a long time in the same class with the same shit, and I feel like he's been tore down a couple times. I don't know what that all means.
Yeah, man, I don't know if we're not just gonna do it at the first race of the year or do it every time. I just don't know how they're doing it.
Well, now, don't get me wrong. I think at any if they want to tear you down, whenever they want.
That's what I'm saying. Whenever they want,
stay that way.
That's what I mean. But like, if we're not doing it, and did he change something?
Well, your stuff should have to be legal all year at any point that they tear.
That's what I'm
apart.
saying.
I just want to know like what changed.
That's my point.
I don't
do
care
we think
to know.
Something changed from him?
Yeah, Dennis. I know Dennis a little bit.
Yeah,
and we've talked over the years, like just racing together. I just don't see Dennis as somebody that
was my point.
This far
not
into
like
it changed
not belligerently doing it or not like specifically purposely doing it for sure. That's what my head was.
It had to be something that like I just don't know. Like I said, I don't see him being a guy that's like at a point to be making swings to his program that would be like that.
Right. Yeah, dude, I don't know. Like I said, very interesting how the teardown barn went. Obviously, we heard the story with Stennett and Wodarczyk and all that stuff, and they figured it out, and it obviously wasn't an issue. And it's interesting. If I wish we could have Stennett tell the story. I don't know if he wants to tell. Maybe he'll tell that story sometime on air. I don't want to reciprocate it from just hearing it. But it was interesting. Like I said, that was my first experience with seeing some of those folks. But the Emmons brothers are listening in. Shout out to Terry and Jerry. They're in Benton, Arkansas. That means they must be driving the big rig home. The making their way. I wondered why I didn't get a call about a truck. I know they're trying to make some money. After all that damage they did to the shocks, they're gonna have to. I mean, every car they had went on the bumper this weekend. I can't wait to have them on and ask them specifically about their Indy experiences and all those things because I know they'll get it. They got it going on. But all right, let's talk about our weekend a little bit. We're not gonna get super detailed about it because if you guys don't know, we've got a brand new video. Tyler and me had come up with this idea probably a few months ago to kind of do a cinematic thing. The only problem is I'm the only one who knows how to work the gimbal.
Yeah,
so
sorry.
all of the cinematic stuff is me videoing. And all the other stuff is because I have it in my car. So, unfortunately,
I'll work on it. Next time we do it, guys, I'll be better.
We're gonna do it more. I really enjoyed it, to be honest with you. I had a great time.
I did.
Just to kind of collect different stuff. The one thing is because we were both running super stock and no one else knew how to run the gimbal. No one got anybody ice anything down. No one got anybody dropping dry ice on anything. I'm just luckily videoing myself, and Jeb happens to be pushing me. Like that's so very excited, but we're going to talk a little bit about it. But right after this episode is over, go to you're on our YouTube channel already. You're just going to go to our videos and you'll see this. Something I came up with yesterday. Very exciting. It was just kind of some ideas that I've kicked around for a while, and I just thought it would be cool. So we call it Days of Thunder 2. The Thunder rolls into the Big Go. So right after this, you can watch our full-length video about Indy, kind of taking it all in. Tyler goes through some different setup stuff. We work through me working on my car. There's different content with myself and Casey, kind of the same, similar to what we do on my PJ North Racing channel, but a little more in depth with the kind of planning and strategy and just a little different stuff. And we got to talk to some different people, a lot of cool things. So it's 25 minutes of your life. Watch it again right here on the BE00TAKE00 channel on YouTube. It's called Days of Thunder 2 and the Big Ghost. So it's we're very excited about it. I enjoyed it, like I said. Tyler was supposed to review it and give me feedback. He didn't give me any feedback except he enjoyed it. He said it was good. That's all he said.
I watched
you kind of let me do my thing. I get it.
Yeah, I do. I listen, and I think that's something me and Brian butt heads about all the time. Like, I can't do it.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know,
Yeah.
like I know, like the vision in my head, whatever, you know, whatever it's off, like
Yeah.
it ain't something I could do, right? Like
Sure.
it's as close as I was gonna get. Let's
Sure.
roll
Yeah,
with it.
we're
I'm
gonna
in.
keep getting. I think that's the thing with my videos, the racing videos specifically that I've really enjoyed, is it gives me the opportunity to do like all this other creative stuff within the design phase of it and like doing these things. Like I said, it's just really hard because I'm the only one who can work the gimbal. So like I'm the only one getting the shots that are like cinematic, and I'm like, damn, Tyler's cars look badass in the burnout. When they leave, not mine. You're not getting that from me, baby. You're getting that in car from me because that's the only way I could capture it. So
I will step up my program so that I can help.
no, it was great. I really enjoyed it. We just need a video guy. Like we need to be like Zach Fulcher. We just need a video guy. We'll work on that.
We do. Yeah, we'll have one.
We'll work on that. But otherwise, like I said, we're not gonna go too in depth because we want you guys to watch the video. But I will say this: my first Indy experience as a racer, I've been before and watched once, I think maybe twice. It was electric. The vibes were immaculate. First day we get there, they put us in the brand new tower. Me and Tyler break in the brand new tower. Yeah, suck on it, Tony. Suck on it, Pedregon. We hammered it. It was great. We had a great time. I got to see different aspects of it. We sped my car up so much. I can't even believe it happened. I can't even believe it. I was so excited. But the vibes were high, man. And class was a really cool experience, not only for me, but to get to see the other stuff too. I got to see Jacob Decker running a stick, and I was like,
yeah, that was cool as shit.
Dude,
and then he won a stick, I think, right? So that was cool.
Yes. So yeah, man. And Walt, you definitely get accuracy expert credit on the video. As I told that story at the beginning of the call. Poor Terry and Jerry are probably like, this mother. Don't worry, Jerry. I knew who you were. Terry, I apologize. But yeah, man, I just enjoyed it. Like I said, taking it all in and seeing everything and getting to talk to different people. I got to meet Terry Earwood, which you'll see in the video, which is really cool because, as you know, I'm a huge pro wrestling fan. He drives the Steve Bagwell car. Steve Bagwell's kid was a mega famous professional wrestler in the 90s. It was just a cool story to get to like talk to him and also to see all the other classes that I don't ever watch. Factory X, Factory Super, Factory Stock Showdown. We got to sit in the stands together and watch Super Gas, and like
that was I ain't
don't
gonna
get
lie
to do that. You know what I mean?
Well, back in the day, I can remember 8-10 years old, I would go to the stands with my dad, and it would be like me and Jacob and Josh and Bryce, and it was Todd and Ricky, and like my dad and all his buddies, and then me and their kids and we just watched, and like stock or whatever.
And I think it's missed sometimes.
It is missed. It's kind of nice, especially at the end of the day, right? Like I'm not much like in the mornings, I want to get my shit together, but at night when you're looking for something to wind down and do, like, most evenings we kind of went our separate ways, right?
Yeah.
And so, but it was kind of cool to just go up there and I don't know, usually at the end of the day, you go back to what you're, like business at home or work at home and shit you got going on, and you just get to thinking about it, and it's nice to just go up and enjoy an hour and a half with you.
1,000%.
That was my favorite part of the weekend for sure.
Yeah, and I got to sit at the fence and watch the pros one round, which was cool. I just, like I said, the whole thing for me, it's a really great experience if you can do it. It is a long look. I lost first round and I was there 5 days. Okay, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I was there a long damn time.
Hey,
and I didn't
if you run the 90, if you run the 90 classes, I mean, technically, if you have a bad weekend at Indy, you could run a complete weekend anywhere else.
Exactly. So like I said, it's a long weekend, but I did enjoy all the aspects of it. Tough break for us, obviously in super stock. I'm 16, take 20, no good. Shout out to Austin Williams, by the way, who was announcing. It's the first time I've heard him announce, so I mentioned that he's moved up in my book. I just thought he did a really great job. Like, he was breaking down the combos and the information, and, like, he really made it digestible for each pair.
He has
cool.
all the knowledge that it takes to kind of be in that position and do it really well, I feel like.
Yeah, so that was really good. But, yeah, I'm 16, take 20, no good. Nick Morris is 30, dead 5, I think. Next to me, and you're obviously 9, take 25. He feeds you. So you think he fed you what? 18?
22.
You think he fed you 22? Do you
know
how that is so hard? So
I don't
hard.
know. I should have sat down with him. I just felt like I was safe. And honestly, when we crossed the finish line and his wind light came on, just the way that he sat it down, I told myself that he got the nose in. And he was a thou in front. Because, like, I was about 100th and a half faster than I thought I'd be. Sure. We nailed yours, or what I thought.
Yeah,
you kept scaring me because you thought it was slower, but it was going 51.
My car, I got, because the week before, I had dialed myself down. Yeah.
So, but, and I knew I wanted to.
You said we wanted to go fit. We thought we were going 52. We thought we could go from 51 high to like 53-0, like in that 11th thou or 12th thou, and we ended up going 51-2. Yeah.
I thought I could go 69.5 to 70 with a 2 just because everybody's like slow. Yeah. My weather station, not my weather station, but my notes and stuff were telling me like high 68.
Yeah.
But everything else was reading me about 100 slower. So I was going 68.0 and I was 100th under. Am I that good at knowing what I'm going? Hell no.
Nah, we're just guessing.
But it does kind of fall. Everything fell into place for it to look bad on paper, kind of. I should have stopped when he did. Like that. That's textbook, right? They stop, you stop with them. But I just was coasting at that point because I paced him.
Oh, I'm stopping regardless if they stop. I'm just panic dropping every time.
With so much more momentum, right? Like honestly, if they stop, you stop, and ain't gonna do nothing.
No, you saw that.
Make it harder
for sure.
And with me, it's just. I don't know that I'd have got another 100th. And I knew he was going to stop, and I thought I did a really good job. I cut him into nothing, and then he got me 22 of it.
Yeah.
And like I said, when we crossed and his wind light came on, I'm like, damn, he got the nose in. And crossed a couple thou in front of me. I just thought I was safe. And, it's one of them deals. It's a race that that's the way that race should have played out. It should have been that good. Your race with Nick and my race, that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's just first round at Indy, 90% of them are fucking scared and make a dog shit run.
It was crazy when we watched stock too. Like we were watching some wild runs that we're just like, what is happening? Right.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know. Like I said, it was very cool because also like we hadn't made a run. Like we have no data at that time of day because we haven't made a single run anywhere
the one
near
run
that
you
time
might
of
get
day.
Close to it.
It was still 2 hours.
Well, and then it rained the one day that you might get close.
Right.
Dude, you saw everything about Indy that's hard.
Which was the best part, dude. It was so good.
It's something that like I get better at it every year. My result doesn't get better, but like I get better at the approach. Yeah. But it's not like anything else. You have to approach Indy differently than you do every other race you go to in the year. And now that I know that, it's I get better at it every year. So
sure. Super comp. Last thing there. Obviously, you were driving Mia's dragster.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Fuel Factory. Also, we got hella merch from Mark and Fuel Factory. Obviously, I switched to F25 this weekend, which was incredible. I've been running F8 all year anyway, but Mark stopped by and hooked us up with the Fuel Factory stuff, so shout out to him.
It don't get better as far as people that represent a brand. As far as Mark Wessler, that's the guy.
It's guys like him and Billy Carroll and
even
Billy
Carroll.
Whether you're a Hoosier guy or not, Farron
and
the whole team.
A racer guy.
Yeah, like those guys talk to they're out there doing it actively.
And they don't feel like they come to you like, I don't know, you have good salesmen and then you have guys that just want you have a better program.
1,000%.
And I feel like the Billy Carrolls, the Mark Wesslers, the Farrons, those are guys that want you to succeed.
That guy that used to be at Mickey, what was his name that everybody loved?
Oh, Tommy.
Yeah.
Tommy Kundrick was amazing. I remember when I got my Mickey deal the first time, he called me and I just won the division. I was fucking 19 or 20 and he said, I heard you need some help. I said, well, I'm trying to race for a living and I'm 20. So I think, I could use some help.
Yeah. As much help as we can get.
He said, I'll tell you what, don't worry about buying tires.
Love
and
that.
I was like, fuck. So I went, my dad was a Mickey guy, had a Mickey deal for a long time. And so I did that until it kind of ran its course and moved on. But Tommy was the guy.
There's like so few guys, it feels like left Donnie Cummins is still my guy over at Holly. And he's one of those guys who's always out there. And I understand too, like businesses aren't sending their guys out anymore, right? Like it is expensive and stuff like that.
I think that's why you see some of these racer-owned businesses kind of thriving a little better.
Yeah.
You think of guys like that. I mean, Trevor and Marco and Travis with American and Nick with Folk and some of this stuff you see in the bracket racing world where it's the racer-owned businesses that are out there. Mosers.
Yeah, the venture capital firm owning everything is not conducive to our success. I'll just tell everybody that right now.
It's hard for me to see otherwise for sure when you see how this goes. But anyways, the Billy Carrolls and the Mark Westlers, those are very few and far between in the NHRA world, and it's nice to see those guys.
Yeah, it was cool. So yeah, back to the whole point, you were driving the Fuel Factory dragster of Jason Lynch's and Mia's. Really great car. It was cool. You made good laps. I felt like you were on to something. Obviously you're perfect and give it back in Super Comp. And
I sat it down thinking that I was making the right. I don't know. Super Comp is hard. I don't know. I haven't raced it enough lately. I feel like there's a lot of things that I should have done to win that round as well as Super Stock.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if I'd have had a couple more days to tinker and tweak, and if I could have worked it out to where Lynch came testing with me, because let's be honest, I don't have the parts to just go testing stuff.
Right.
So it's kind of make what you got work.
Yeah.
And, there's nobody better at that than Lynch. So I hope we can do it again. I think Lynch was happy with what I did. I thought he'd be like, I'm like, damn, I screwed this up. Because I told myself, like, watching cars, like, from the bridge to the water box, I was like, man, it just really, like, I just kept telling myself, I'm like, why don't you just be a man? Like, just speed this thing up 5 more hundredths and make sure you get there. It doesn't matter where you're at. Just cross first. And
when you let go, I looked over at Jeb. I was like, this race is over.
Well,
when you let, I was like, damn, this race is over.
That's the thing about not racing Pro Tree enough in the last 5 years is I could have told you when I was doing that stuff a lot, 300s was nothing to see it. I could see 200s. But I saw none of that.
Yep.
And then, just the way the race played out. But that's kind of why I should have stuck to when I let go of the button, to get there first thing went out of my head. It kind of stumbled going to the chip.
Okay.
And it kind of just exited my head.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, just do what you're supposed to do. Go down, kill 400s. I go down, I kill 400s. I'm fucking 95 and 100 behind. But Super Comp, I don't know. I feel like I have better success if I just tell myself to cross first or cross second or whatever it is.
Yeah.
No matter what you're going.
Regardless, you're making that decision 100%. You're saying it went out the window at that point.
The races that I've won in Super Comp have been races where I knew, like, I had already thrown out the fact that I didn't have a good car.
Sure.
And just told myself, like when I won Topeka, I'll never forget the first race I got behind a few hours, stopped to 94. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. The second race, I will get to the finish line first if I got to hold it wide open. And fourth round, I'll never forget fourth round. I thought I was going 86. And I told myself, you got to get in front before you let out the gas. I crossed wide ass open and won going like 88. But we're getting there first. It is what it is.
Sometimes you got to do that to get off the snide, right?
I think Super Comp has definitely been that way for me. And I just probably because I don't have as good of a car.
Yep.
I've had some really, really good cars.
Yeah.
But they still throw you that run every now and then.
Drag racing is it's like that, dude. It's just like no matter what, man, it'll just throw you a curve. But all in all, like I said, I had a really great time. We had Jeb there, your dad, Casey.
Yeah.
I think we had a good crew. But the one thing I'll say before we go, we were parked in the municipality of Indianapolis, not the municipality of Brownsburg, just to let everybody know, okay? We were so far away, they had to send a carrier pigeon to let us know when they called us to the lanes. That's how far away we were parked. This guy is
avoided people.
This guy's like, look, there's parking everywhere as far as the eye can see for once because they've lowered the counts, right? It's only 150 per class.
Well, they did that, but they just didn't show.
But you know what I'm saying? Since I've been there. So, like, I come in the gate. He's like, yeah, we're on the opposite side. The exact opposite side when you come in the gate at Indianapolis Raceway Park, okay?
Looks dead right.
Other side, I was like, this mother. Oh, my God. But it was great, man. The weather, we couldn't ask for better weather. We couldn't ask for better cook. Jeb was absolutely throwing down the hammer.
All week long.
Yeah, we got to hang out with Joey. Was awesome. We had Pizza Friday. I got to eat Donato's. They moved the Donato's out of Nashville, so I never get to have it. So we got to have it.
It's right there.
We had a great time, man. I really did enjoy it. For losing first round, that's the most fun I've had, losing first round. And I've done that a lot this year in NHRA races. I've lost first round every time.
It's a different experience.
Yeah.
It's like I texted you, about halfway home.
Yeah.
I remember I texted you and I said, like, how you feel right now?
Yeah.
This is Indy.
Yeah.
That's what Indy is.
100%. And I'll do it again, as long as I can go fast. Now, if they put AFHS back out, I
think we can still get you there.
Oh man, next year's a different animal. We're doing some things. We've made some decisions. I am in planning and budgeting mode right now for 2026 super stock. Okay,
well,
we will be faster one way or the other. Okay,
we're working on 26 here too. I got two rides behind me that are looking for a lot of attention. So
we're gonna make it happen. But yeah, man, we had a great time. So with that being said, I hope you guys watch our video. Like I said, I'll throw it back up here. You can check it out on our channel. Go to the videos. It'll be the first one. And we only have a few that are regular videos. Everything else has been live. So check it out, man. I did all of the editing and the videography and everything. Casey, luckily she captured some stuff, so we were able to get it, but she wasn't in your face like she is in mine. So but we did a lot of cool stuff. I really enjoyed it. I had a great time. I hope we get to do it at another race that me and you go to. And we'll do some more of these and continue, like I said, on my racing channel, PJ North Racing. We'll continue to do those as the year goes on. Yeah, man. Until next time, well, I guess we'll do it again next week and talk a little more drag racing. Anything else you want to give out to the people before we go?
Nope. Super excited to get back to work this weekend and see where everything goes. Got a lot of things in the works with you and talking about Brian with TB Promotions. I think the coolest part, kind of my main focus right now is next year. So really putting a lot of eggs in that basket. 2026,
man, coming in hot. I'm excited about it. Hopefully we see everybody this weekend at US 60. Until next time, guys, we appreciate y'all. Thanks for joining us.